Have you ever stared at your bank account and felt a wave of panic crash over you? Not because you were running low, because there was nothing left. Zilch. Nada. You open the fridge and it's empty. You open your calendar and it's filled with unpaid bills and overdue reminders. You're not just broke, you feel broken. Like life pressed pause on your dreams and hit fast forward on your fears. But here, that's the truth that no one tells you in the middle of the storm. Rock bottom is not the end, it's the foundation. The people you admire, the ones who seem untouchable, thriving, fulfilled, they didn't start at the top. Many of them were once exactly where you are now. Lost, stuck, broke, hopeless. But they made a shift, a deep, internal shift that changed everything. And if you're still listening, that means something inside you is ready to, not just for motivation, but for transformation. So let's talk about that shift, the one that takes you from surviving to thriving, from broke to unstoppable. It starts with a decision, not a flashy one, not a social media announcement, a quiet, private, deeply personal decision, the kind of decision you make when no one is watching, when you're tired of your own excuses, tired of waiting, tired of repeating the same cycle hoping for a different outcome. Because let's be honest, being broke isn't just about money. It's a mindset. It's feeling like you don't have what it takes, like your time has passed, like opportunity has forgotten your name. And until you change the story you tell yourself, nothing else will change. The first step out of that darkness is brutal honesty. You have to admit where you are without sugarcoating it. No more blaming the economy, your upbringing, your boss, your bad luck. As long as your focus is outward, your power is scattered. But the moment you turn inward and own your reality, you take the first step toward changing it. Here's the paradox. To become unstoppable, you first have to stop running from yourself, from your fears, from your failures. You've got to face them, stare them down, listen to what they're trying to teach you. Because buried under the shame and guilt and frustration is a lesson. And once you learn it, you don't have to repeat it. The shift happens when you realize no one is coming to save you. That might sound harsh, but it's actually the most freeing truth you'll ever accept. No one's handing you a blueprint. No one's writing your success story but you. And that means you don't have to wait for permission. You can start now. Now, don't get it twisted. This isn't about grinding 24/7 until you burn out. It's about becoming someone who can't be stopped by temporary setbacks. Someone who chooses progress over perfection. Who gets up every time they fall. Who shows up even when they don't feel like it. Discipline is the bridge between hopeless and unstoppable. Not motivation, not luck. Discipline. You don't need a perfect plan, you need a daily commitment. A routine that reinforces the identity you're stepping into. Because success isn't a single moment. It's 1,000 tiny decisions no one sees. The early mornings, the rejections, the late nights, the skipped parties, the focused hours, they add up. And here's the part, most people overlook your environment matters. If you're trying to climb out of a hole, stop surrounding yourself with people who keep digging. Find those who make you feel uncomfortable in the best way, who call you higher, who remind you of your potential when you forget. You don't rise by being the smartest person in the room. You rise by learning from people who are already where you want to be. But even that won't matter if you don't fix yourself. You could have all the tools, all the opportunities, all the support and still sabotage your progress if your inner dialogue is filled with doubt. The way you speak to yourself sets the ceiling for your life. Every time you say, "I can't," your brain listens. Every time you say, "This always happens to me," your subconscious takes notes. Change your words, change your life. Here's a practical truth. Becoming unstoppable means becoming emotionally resilient. You've got to learn how to feel discomfort without quitting, how to hear criticism without collapsing, how to deal with failure without turning it into identity. Most people avoid pain like it's poison, but discomfort is a sign that growth is happening, that something inside you is shifting. And don't mistake being alone for being lost. Some seasons of growth are quiet, lonely, you'll wonder if it's even worth it. But that's where the seeds of greatness are planted, not when everyone's cheering for you, but when you're cheering for yourself even. If your voice is shaking, the journey from broke and hopeless to unstoppable isn't linear. There will be relapses. There will be days you feel like you're back at square one. That's normal. What matters is not how fast you move, but how consistent you are. Stop aiming for overnight success. Aim for unshakable consistency. Because when your habits align with your goals, success becomes inevitable. Let's talk about money for a moment. Being broke isn't just about how little you have. It's about how you think about what you have. Poor thinking keeps people in cycles, even when they earn more. Wealthy thinking multiplies whatever it touches. Start thinking like a builder. Save more. Learn how to invest in yourself. Read more than you scroll. Work more than you whine. Upgrade your value before you upgrade your wardrobe. The world pays you in proportion to the problems you solve. If you want more, become more. And let's not ignore purpose. Money alone won't make you unstoppable. It'll just make you comfortable until you get bored. You need a reason, a mission, something bigger than survival. When you know why you're pushing, the how becomes easier. When you know who you're becoming, the pain becomes fuel. Let this be a reminder. Where you are now is not who you are. You are not your past. You are not your mistakes. You are not the opinions of those who gave up on their dreams and want you to do the same. You are capable of rewriting your story. Every day you wake up is a chance to prove that. To choose discipline over distraction, growth over comfort, action over excuses. So ask yourself this: what would your life look like 1 year from now if you took yourself seriously starting today? Not waiting for a Monday, not waiting for motivation, just deciding that from this moment on, you are in control. The shift doesn't require perfection. It just requires movement. Keep showing up, keep learning, keep falling forward. One day you will look back and realize that the version of you who felt hopeless is the one who gave birth to your power. That the nights you cried yourself to sleep were quietly building resilience. That the moments you almost quit were preparing you to lead, to impact, to shine. You are not finished. You are not forgotten. You are not stuck. You are being forged, molded, refined. And soon, you'll go from wondering if you'll ever make it, to wondering how you ever doubted yourself in the first place. From broken, hopeless to unstoppable. That's not just a fantasy. That's your path. Now walk it.